Hi, this is a video for the late 90s, early 2000 release by Funskool, which is the company that got to release G.I. Joe figures over in India. And while there weren't G.I. Joes on the shelves, this was a very popular vehicle that people got because, in my opinion at least, in that time frame, there were a lot of G.I. Joe sites that were popping up. Lots of collectors were starting to get into opening online stores so that they could sell G.I. Joe. And this is one of the vehicles that I bought off one of the online stores that's actually still around today. So even though it's the Funskool version, in some ways it is also very close to the 1988 Mean Dog vehicle that came out with Wildcard that was released by Hasbro. The biggest differences, in my opinion, are the plastic does feel a little bit different, but in this vehicle's instance, it's actually pretty sturdy compared to some of the other vehicles that were released by Funskool. The other difference is the stickers here. If you run your fingers across them, they feel very paperish. They just feel like they were cut out of paper and then glued on. I'm sure that I actually applied them, so they probably have some sticky part on the back, but unlike the Hasbro ones that usually feel like they're made out of plastic or at least have a glossy overlay over them, these just feel like paper. The other difference is I don't know that this is the character that came with this Funskool version, because with a lot of the vehicles that came out by Funskool, you never knew what character you were going to get unless you were able to see in the box, but normally they didn't have window boxes, so when you open the box you'd find out what kind of vehicle, driver, or character you got. But I'm very glad to have it. In some ways, I see this as the equivalent of what Cobra has on their side, which is the maggot. And if I can ever find one that the vehicle is complete and the driver is complete, then I hope to own the maggot one day. Because the maggot separates into three different things, and this separates into three things. The first one being this gun station. It pops out. Should probably show you how it actually sits in the vehicle first. So there is a little hole right there, and there is a peg right there. And the idea, at least maybe in some of the original Mean Dogs, would be that you would push this down and it would snap in there and hold in place. But with this one, it's not doing that. But again, as you can see, it stays placed. You can move it. It doesn't fall out. So anyway, you would take this out. There are supposed to be 4 of these black panels on the side, but I think it's just my one missing parts, so that there should be a 4th one back there. But even if you do lose one, the biggest difference, I think, or the most important thing, is to make sure you have one in the front. And that's so that when you, let's see, when you slide down the panels like that, it will keep the front of the gun up. So there you go. And it's kind of got a Gatling gun feel to it. There's a little rotation thing back here, wheel, and it rotates the gun up front. That's what it looks like in the front. So then it's got a missile car right here. These do elevate. They do come out. So that's one of the missiles, and again, they feel very strong. They don't feel cheap. As long as you're using some of the older figures, there are 2 pegs and a tow hook in the back. There is a seat here for a character. Other side also has a missile. And this front part, if it will allow me to do it, slides back. So I see that it's easiest to put it right here on this grate part and push back. And then if this won't fall apart when I do it, you hold down this one and lift up on this one. Ah, it came apart right there. It's not supposed to do that. Must just be a tight fit. So the wheels actually are supposed to come out with the vehicle. As you can see, easy to snap back. So gun station, missile car, and you can slide this back forward. So there's the missile car. And then they call this one an armored recon vehicle. So there is an area up here for somebody to sit or stand. I haven't opened this in a while, so I believe you can fit two figures inside. Just trying to figure out how to get them in there. Alright, sorry about that. So yeah, so there's two seats right here. It's confusing me though because you've got these latches back here, so it kind of looks like you just lift up that way. And then there's also a latch or a hook right there, so it's like, is that the way or is it the other way? So there's one latch right there, and if you lift up on this side, it's easiest to open. And there you can see there's the inside. So again, a very cool vehicle, whether the Funskool one or the US version. You just, if you're lucky enough to get the US version, definitely go for that one, because that one, you know, will be of the quality that you're used to, and also you'll know what character is supposed to be in there, as long as it's you know, if you ever been on eBay, you know that sometimes if you open the box, if it's not one that's actually been sealed the whole time, then you might not have the character in there. But here's hoping you do get that character wild card. So anyway, there's my video for the 1988 Mean Dog version that was released later by Funskool in the late 90s to early 2000. And again, it's just called the Mean Dog. It's just from India. So thanks for watching.